Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich Puerto Rico. Let's continue on from where we last left off. So, we've had our election. We are trying to get ourselves recognized on the international stage, and we're going to become a foundation of democracy in the Caribbean. So we'll get this one going. After this, we unlock our research slot, which will be quite nice. Don't care about you, and then you are... Well, we have no factories, so like, there's nothing we can really do about that. Ignore that for now. You'll be done on the 28th in 2 years. Well, more like a year and a half from now. So, still quite a while. It'll still take a bit until we can actually get to being able to produce even one singular gun. Nobody even in their basement in Puerto Rico is like hand-making rifles right now. So, we're kind of just like stuck where we're at. Like, do we have anything for this unit? He's got the manpower. That's really about it. And even then, like, I guess we technically have like a land border with the Dutch. Dutchies, Indies to be a little bit more precise. I'm assuming they won't give me guns. No, because we're not at war. I guess it also means we might have a land border technically with the West Indies Federation as well. Who does it actually... Let me just check here. Who do we technically border? I think we should have a thing in here that says, like, bordering nations, right? No, it doesn't. Also, the alignment chart, which I actually never really looked at. I got this mod one time, like, 5 months ago, and I don't think I've ever once looked at it. Also, look how many different factions there are. God damn. God damn. Anyways, get this off out of the screen. We have 152 political power. I mean, I guess we'll just go for partialization. Really, it's just for the construction speed right now. It's going to go from January to November. Okay, that's like a 2-month jump. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, it's effectively, I think, like a 20% swing in military construction speed, so still it is quite nice for us. Do we want to go anything past that? Probably not. I mean, war economy really is not going to make a big difference one way or the other. Our penalty is still at 53 goddamn percent. Fantastic. You are, yeah, 10% stability, 50 political power, and the research slot. We do want to get the Shining Jewel of the Caribbean ASAP. By ASAP, I mean about 35 days from now. Following that, I think we're just going to go for our, I was going to say, like, we get our industry tech. However, I was going to say, 20% factory output. That's really good. We have no factories. It doesn't do anything for us. We probably want to rush our way down to weapons contractors ASAP to get those 2 free military factories. Because we desperately need those 2 military factories. That's an infinite percent increase from where we're at right now. So aside from that, rest of the world, anything too crazy going on. I mean, there's a war in India. It's not a big surprise. You down here aren't doing anything. Oh, yeah, I guess the revolt, right. And is Greece going to end up beating the Socialists, or is the Socialists going to end up coming out on top? I'm not too sure. Okay, war with Iran and the Ottomans. A few months before the Kaiserreich War is going to break out, so this might distract the Ottomans a little bit on the Iranian border. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that. But I think aside from that right now, things are fairly standard. Again, the Internationale is quite powerful. I don't know if we'll see the Dutch join the Internationale. Again, it's possible, but unlikely. Poland might join the Reichspakt. They might just stay neutral. Because they can't join the Moscow Accord, obviously. There is no Moscow Accord. It's just 2 sides of the Internationale. And then aside from that... Again, we got these guys in South America. We have Cuba, who's a potential threat. We've got, you know, Central America is going to unify and become socialist as well. They might be a threat to our independence. Is Totalist Mexico... Are you also isolationist? I don't know. Okay, they've doubled down. Just want to see if there's anything in here that's like joining Internationale. 300 political power is pretty good. Political power gain just by wartime by a little bit. Cultural campaign. I mean, not that I see, but they might just have an option in their decision menu, and you can't see the country decision menu, unfortunately. So I'm not really too sure what's going on there. There we go. We're now the shining jewel of the Caribbean. Let's follow that up with getting a Puerto Rican national defense doctrine. And utilize that. Why am I getting all these industries? Like, the industry tech doesn't do anything right now. Give me support weapons. That'll maybe benefit our single division that's on the field right now. Maybe. Don't even train this unit. It doesn't do anything for us. It'd probably actually be better for us to take our one single garbage infantry and just make him into like an 18 combat with. Not that I think he has like any of that stuff that I would like him to have, because he has no guns. We don't make any guns. But in about 100 days from now, we will have a very, 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 very small industrial military production going on. Very small. Okay, computer machine is done. Radio. Coordination was 4%. I actually don't remember what coordination does. Mana damage dealt to the primary target in combat. Yeah, let's do that. Is that new? I know that used to just be a reinforcement rate plus 5%. When did they add coordination in there? Legitimately, I don't know if I've ever seen the coordination effect in my entire goddamn life. But, you know, here we are. Okay, so Nations won the war for Arabia. They'll end up joining the Cairo Pact at some point. White Ruthenia is actually an interesting situation because they border socialist Russia. On day one of the Second Weltkrieg, we might see them switch sides immediately. That's quite possible. Their BSDP-R, are they the right wing? Well, the Rad Sox are the left wing. The Rat Sox don't start them in power, so the right wing of the BSDP. So we'll have to kind of see on them. I think they will switch sides to the Russians when the war breaks out. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Russia invade Finland sometime soon, because they do have a lot of territory here. They took 2 states off the dying Russian Republic, and you know Russia gets a possibility against Finland in the first place, regardless. And they are national populists, which usually means that they're not going to join the Reichspakt. Their Nasia has joined the Cairo Pact. Absolutely A-okay. What about what's going on with the Dutch East Indies? They're just kind of hanging out right now. I don't know if they'll have their Insulusian Rebellion. It's possible. Organization plus 10%. Yeah, I mean, I think we do want to copy the American model for right now. And, yeah, give you superior firepower. I think that makes sense for us. Taking a little gander. Oh, Shang-Chi doesn't exist. They got annexed by the Qing at some point. So they've had a little bit of a, I think, a peaceful unification there. War in Italy is not broken out yet. And it does look like, at least right now, that the socialists will end up winning the war. They're getting the backing of the French and the Russians in terms of troops. And they're also getting supplies from Spain, the Dutch, Italy, Chile, in terms of, like, material. And you're getting backing from Germany and Austria, so nothing too surprising there. I do think the socialists will end up winning that fight, though. I'm really surprised that Iberia is able to maintain control of their colonial possessions. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's going to last forever. I think Morocco, the French Republic, and Middle Africa will step in at some point. Also, look at what's going on over here in Iran. Are they going to lose the war before the Cairo Pact war breaks out? Probably not. Because the Cairo Pact should declare hostilities in about, within the next month and a half, 2 months. But if the Ottomans can kill Iran very quickly, do we care? We don't need this, right? Like, this doesn't do anything for us. We might as well get the generic industry company for the 5% construction speed bonus. You know, actually, the Iranians might end up losing. They might die prior to the Cairo Pact war, which is really bad for Egypt, because the Ottomans can send their entire army down at the start of the war. It's definitely going to weaken them. The Ottomans kind of need to be fighting this 2-front war right between Iran and Egypt in order to actually give Egypt a chance of winning. I think I think Iran's dead. I don't think they're not making it. They're absolutely not making it. Yeah, let's go for weapon contractors for those 2 off-map factories. And then after that, we probably want to do our economic recovery as quickly as possible. So what national spirits? Yeah, 10% organization, which is quite nice. Okay, Bulgaria has joined up with the Austrians. Makes perfect sense, seeing as, again, Russia doesn't exist in this timeline. Well, not that Russia doesn't exist. It's that Russia is not a country that Bulgaria can align to right now. Yeah, that's gonna make the Reichspakt. I mean, having Bulgaria in the new Ottoman Bund, and by proxy allowing them to join the Reichspakt, is definitely going to be a nice bonus for Germany for sure. Romania and Serbia, as far as I'm aware, should be basically permanently neutral. They can't do anything. Like once they lose the Belgrade War, I don't think they can do anything. If I'm not mistaken, Serbia, Romania just don't have any content if they lose the war. Right? Like I don't think. Conquest of Belgrade, cross the river. Macedonia's flip. Yeah, like I don't think Serbia can do anything. Like maybe Romania might have some focuses. Transylvania War. They can't do this because they didn't win the Belgrade Pact War. I mean, I guess they have some stuff. Yeah, no, they're basically just neutral. Like a lot of their content just gets completely cut off. Other than Greece, I think Greece actually still can do their alignment with the Entente, the Reichspakt, the new Otterbund, or the Third International in this case, even if they lose. So Greece actually is in the best position to continue on a fight. And yeah, Iran is definitely dead. 100%. I can see all their units are probably just kind of encircled around here. And we have our 2 factories. Special forces capacity plus 8%. You know what? Actually, it's not bad. I'm not one to really use the special forces too much. When you're a country that really can't do like anything because you have like no population and no factories, it might actually make sense. Yeah, give me 2 factories, and I can't afford to. I actually can't build anything right now because those 2 factories have kind of screwed us over. You've all joined the Cairo Pact. The day that the Iranians capitulate is the day you declare war. Okay. But the fact that the Ottomans are not going to be fighting an offensive against Armenia, nor a war against Iran, is really bad for the Cairo Pact, I think. I think the Ottomans should end up winning fairly easily. It's just that the Ottomans need to reposition all their units because they were all in Iran, obviously. So we'll probably see Syria rise up. There they are. We might see... It's like we might see Iraq as well. I don't think we can really... Faith value, low stability. Actually, I think they might be fine, actually. They might be fine. Okay. I mean, I would love to get a factory. But it really is just not an option for us. Yeah, because we need to fix Black Monday. I guess not Black Monday. It's just our economy in general is basically shit. But actually, how big is the penalty? The penalty for not having enough resources is 15%, and it's a negative 30% because of economic recession. Okay. Honestly, that's not terrible. Like, I'm not gonna say it's good, but a negative 15%. I think I'd trade a 15% penalty in order to have one factory at least being able to construct stuff in the future. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at. Infantry 38. I mean, we are in 38, so we might as well take it. And is there any of this stuff that we want? Anything that can benefit like one singular division? Proper heritage, cavalry attack. I mean, if we had a cavalry division, that could maybe be useful. Thing is, I don't want to spend any of my points on that. I think we want to spend it here. But even then, what do I want to spend it on? You know, soft attack and breakthrough. We'll take it. I'm not surprised that Puerto Rico doesn't have a ton of options here. That actually give us a factory that we can use to build. Hey, we're back to being able to have one factory. Fantastic. So Albania has also joined up with the Austrians. Okay, Syria is dead. Yeah, no, the Ottomans are just going to march away straight into Egypt. I don't think there's anything they can do right now. Well, you know, they had a good fight. They tried their damnedest. It wasn't good enough, because they are going to lose. But, you know, it was something. They gave it their all. Okay, there's radio. Fantastic. What do I want right now? It's 1939. I guess construction bonus seems okay. What else are we not building? Well, you're just infantry equipment. We're at -60. That'll be done in 8 days. So I guess we might as well try to train up one division for right now, and just see what we can kind of get done with it. The Cairo's already fallen. It already fell. Yeah, no, the Ottomans are just... How many units do they have? 20 to 80. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Without having Iran there to slow down the Ottomans, this is basically exactly what you would expect. Like, it just makes sense. This is where we would end up. Also, the Ottomans haven't released Iran. I'm not too sure why. Don't they release them as like a small puppet state? Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. So I know they annex usually all of Egypt. They might also annex all of Nej. I'm actually not 100% too sure on that. You know, don't quote me there. Also, MacArthur actually is doing fan. He's actually navally invaded in 3 different spots against the American Union state. Actually, very impressive. MacArthur, after the war, do not invade me to reclaim Puerto Rico. Thank you very much. I would not be happy with it. Let's just put it that way. I would be very upset. So Szechuan's at war with the Qing, who's also at war with the Guang's People's Council in the south. By council, I mean government. So they're at war with each other. My clique's still trying to fight for their life. 45 political power. I guess we could probably hire some specialists. You're experts. We want deficient defense? Training time is actually... -5% training time? Are you actually kidding me? No, give me the defense. And also very small passive army experience boost. Man, incredibly passive. Okay, there's a rifle. We'll then go for improved infantry equipment 1, as well as replacing this gun immediately. And I think they get a 15%, and that actually might be the lowest it can go. When it only has one resource. I think if like all 3 of these different stuff, it might get down to like -45. I'm not 100% on that. Don't quote me there. Okay, Nejd has fallen to the Ottomans. Yeah, I mean this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. It's exactly what I knew was going to happen. They are social liberals. I mean they could join the Reichspakt or the Entente. They will join the Reichspakt. Because if in order for them to join the Entente, the United States actually needs to be in the Entente as well. Which is probably not going to happen. I mean, I guess the Canadians could theoretically back the MacArthur government. I think they did go authoritarian, right? They did. Which usually means that they want to back MacArthur a little bit more. I think a Canadian MacArthur alliance would probably put an end to the Civil War. Actually, fairly quickly. But I think the CSA might be losing too much for them to join. I'm not 100% too sure. Yeah, no, I think MacArthur's actually doing a fantastic job. He might be able to take over all of Louisiana soon. Okay, assembly line production is finished. Let's go for import industrial tooling, which is a research bonus, but I will take them. 1 extra factory, a 2nd factory here, and we will no longer be taking a bunch of penalties due to our economic crisis, which will be very, very nice for us. I don't know, the Ottomans might not be able to push their way into Yemen very easily. I mean, no, they're in the Cairo Pact, so I think as long as the Egyptians capitulate, Yemen and Cyrenaica should also both collapse, if I'm not mistaken. But we would love to see the Ottomans join the Reichspakt, I should say. Okay, no, they've defeated the Egyptians. Yemen is a tricky country to actually kill. It is very mountainous. But they only have 5 divisions. I think the Ottomans will probably be able to deal with that on their own. Okay, there's Jamal Shamir's been released as a Ottoman puppet state. Oh, no, okay, so I'm guessing maybe they couldn't release these countries until after the Kaiserreich Pact War. Okay, fair enough. And because, I mean, the Russo-Ottoman convention is not going to happen because, again, Russia, they're socialist. Actually, can it still... I actually don't know if it can happen. I'm going to assume the answer is no, that the Ottoman government probably would not negotiate with a socialist Russia, but I'm not 100% on that. It's just kind of a theory. But, like, if the Ottomans were to join the Reichspakt, just theoretically, which they could, they have the option to in 14 days, they would have, like, from Berlin, I mean, it'd basically be getting the gang back together for World War I. Bulgaria, Austria, Germany, the Ottomans. I mean, they also have, like, Iran, a big chunk of the Middle East as well. And it would put Russia on, you know, more fronts that they'd probably be happy with. Just the end of a war like Transamir. They did join the Reichspakt. Okay, okay. Transamir, though, is currently Japanese. So I don't actually know if they'll try to push away into Siberia. I think only if they're led by Russians will they do that, but I'm not 100% sure. We might see Russia fight on a number of fronts. Fighting the Caucasus, fighting in Central Asia, fighting Transamir, maybe fighting Finland, fighting all of Eastern Europe, fighting also Norway. Like, they're gonna be having a little bit of a mess. You know, it's not gonna be great for them. Okay, government reform is on the way. What's the world tension at? 55%? Okay, well, if it's at that, then we're probably not gonna see the war break out anytime soon. I know there's some events that exist, usually in late 39, early 1940, to kind of force the war to happen a little bit earlier. Or to boost world tension, I guess, would be a little bit more accurate. Give me defensive doctrine, just because if we only have, like, 1 division, having a good defense would be nice, even though I think I did put infantry expert on both my generals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're both infantry experts. Infantry officer. But no, you don't have it. What campaign am I thinking of where actually, I think it might be the Albania series is now running at the same time with this that has actually the infantry experts. And I've been sorely mistaken. Serenity will fall. Yemen's already collapsed. So, I mean, like, the Reichspakt right now it's looking good. Definitely one of the stronger Reichspakts I think we've seen. I mean, the International had a pretty good showing. The Reichspak's having a pretty good showing. Again, I do think White Ruthenia or Belarus is going to defect to the Russians when the war begins. And again, there are some more countries that can align themselves with the International. We'll just have to kind of wait and see whether or not they actually do it. Also, MacArthur has now gotten another naval invasion. That is 4. I'm actually really impressed with MacArthur's AI right now. They've actually done a fantastic job on securing their position in the war. Because if the United States can kill the American Union state, they get all this territory. Focus on killing the CSA. They might even have a peaceful reunification with the Pacific states. It'd be really good for them. They'd be having a great time. And then Azerbaijan, of course, will probably end up joining the Reichspakt as well. And then you have 16 to 121. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very interesting Weltkrieg. But I think also for right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, remember thumbs up. Not enjoying, click thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, and goodbye.